presentation is called the coffee break we moved from Germany to Spain. This work is entitled Application of Digital Image Correlation to Monitor Reinforced Concrete Structures. It's a joint work between CSIC and Instituto Eduardo de Roja, and the work is presented by Saucedo Mora.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Saucedo Mora from the Instituto de Roja in Spain, and I'm going to present some work that we have been doing to adapt the digital image correlation to large-scale structures. So, digital image correlation is a technique widely used in micromechanical testing, so it's very common in micromechanical testing. But you have some issues when you want to apply it into large structures, because you cannot control the relative movement between the camera and the sample, and everything is not as restricted as controlled as it is when you are in a lab. In a lab, but using small samples. So first, basically the basic theory is that we have pictures taken with regular reflex camera of 500 years, and then just you take a picture of your reference samples, then you apply a deformation, and you take another picture, and then you compare one with the other. Using the sample, you just need to track the happy phase, and you have the displacement and rotation of this point. Mathematically, this is quite different because you're taking a picture in grayscale, and at the end you have an array of gray values. Within this array, this array is exactly this picture, and we have this gray shadow, which is this changing values here. If you have the deformed image, you just need to track these metrics into your configuration, and with this you can track the displacement of each window of your data set. So one of the problems that we have solved, this paper is about to appear, is that when you are moving from micromechanical testing to a big sample, you have a lot of spurious movements that change or change the precision of the technique. And those are the inclination toward the camera and the movement toward the camera. And this is an example of the penetration of the stress wire into a stress beam. So you can see the movement of the wire inside the beam and how it creates different strengths. So the problem that we have been working on is that if you have a sample, a big sample that moves towards the camera, even in a very, very small amount, you are going to have this displacement pattern with VSD. And if the sample has a small inclination or rotate like that, you are going to have a pattern like it. And we have developed some algorithms to correct it. For example, this is a beam of around 1 meter with DIC, and the crack at the end later on is a beam here. So this is before correction, and this is after correction. So basically here you cannot see almost anything, but here you can see the red spot where the crack is going to appear at the end. Another good advantage of this technique is that once you are measuring a certain region, the crack or the damage can appear anywhere. You are going to take it. It doesn't matter where it will appear. So then you can, once it's corrected, we are developing some measurements. For example, it's very useful for crack detection. This is a real beam with the displacement magnified. In this example, we have for a very early stage of the loading, the deformation along the bottom, compared with the elastic solution for all the beam. Here, this is a zoom of of the same beam in another stage, and we can calculate the strain field, the direction of the maximum principal strain. We can calculate the crack opening. For example, that's the crack opening for different loads. In talking about sensitivity, in this beam of 1 meter, we can rely measurements of more than 10 microns. So anything higher than 10 microns, we are going to be able to measure it in a field of view of 1 meter by 1 meter. And this is another application that we have done with bigger beams. And another application that we are working on is because you can measure the strain field, you can measure the displacement field within the strain field, and you can locate the crack and the damage regions. You can calculate the energy that the beam is dissipating. So once you calculate the energy, and if this energy is mode 1 or mode 2, you can see which in the material is failing, which mechanism is failing. For example, this is a pre-stressed rim with 2 pre-stressed wires. This is around 1 meter, and those are the X string field, the Y string field, and the displacement fields and the string field. And it is very clear how a crack produces a jab into the displacement field that is translated into strain. And if we plot the displacement along this line, in this plot, we can see how for a very early stage, what we are measuring agrees perfectly with the elastic solution from the theory. But as soon as the crack starts appearing, here is around 400 kilonewtons, so that crack is for the half of the load of this thing. So we can see a jump in the displacement here, and we can measure the crack opening there. And as you can see, the noise is around 5-10 microns. So we can measure the crack opening at any point. And again, it doesn't matter where the crack is going to appear, where is the damage, where is the defect, we are going to catch it. This is an application for energy dissipation, because we are taking photographs of our region. At any point of our region, we have something happening, we have some damage, some cracks. We can check where is the crack tip, and because we have the strain field, we can calculate the stress intensity factors. Once we have the stress intensity factors, we are going to know how the beam is releasing the energy that is storing. If it's doing it in mode 1 or in mode 2. And this is very helpful because first, we know where is the crack, so we know where we need to do the repair, and then we know which kind of energy is the beam releasing. So we can focus the repair. For example, the mechanics of mode 1 crack is different than the mechanics of mixed mode. So with this we can focus it. So this is a sample. This is a tricky graph, but here we have load. So we're increasing the load, and first we are going to focus on the displacement. So that's the linear part. So the linear part of the load displacement curve. So it's just a load displacement curve for another perspective. And then we have the non-linear part. And the non-linear part is the black line, when we are increasing the displacement for the same amount of load. And we can measure the energy release in mode 1 and in mode 2 for the crack that we have here in the middle. Then, at the end of the test, there is another crack appearing, here the crack 2, will start releasing energy as well. So, and that line is when the crack crosses the reinforcement. So what happens? When the non-linearity starts, the beam started to dissipate energy in mode 1, like this. So we can, even if we don't know the loading conditions and the loading history of our structure, we can measure that this structure is releasing energy in mode 1. And when the crack crosses the reinforcement, there is appearing some shear, but then the crack continues moving in mode 1. So yeah, basically with this information and further research, we can focus the repair. Also, another interesting thing is that the crack changes from mode 1 to mixed mode to mode 2. And this is another thing to take into account for the integrity of the structure. So this is another example for a more realistic structure. It's a 4-meter beam, and the aim is to, by taking pictures, if we can measure the integrity of the structure. So there are 2 beams loaded in a different way. So that one is going to finish here, and that one is going to fail in bending. And this is the reinforcement. So bars of 16 millimeters and 12 millimeters, different amounts. And so the first one is going to break in shear, and we see for the different points. For example, for point A is very early in the load displacement curve, so with a very low load, but we can see that it's hard to see here with the light, but there are some regions of concentration of strains that produce this non-linearity. Here we can identify cracks with a crack opening of 20 microns, roughly. So we can identify the crack tips, and we can measure the energy that those crack tips are releasing. So at the beginning, almost all the beam is releasing, almost all the cracks in the beam are releasing energy in mode 1, so in pure reflection. But the test continues, and we reach that point B, which is here, and we see how the cracks here has stopped to release energy. So those cracks are stable, and only the one in the middle is continuing to release energy. So that's the only one growing. And then here there are cracks that appear and started to release energy in mode 2, in shear. And that's this in here. That's the strain in mode 1, and this is the strain in mode 2. And we can see there how the shear crack, that one here, is starting to appear. It's in a very early stage. And at the end, we have this here, very close to the failure, and we can see how perhaps we see a lot of cracks here. Any of them are releasing energy, so all of them are stopped and are safe. And here, in this region, all the cracks are very active, releasing energy in mode 2. Here, and is what finally produced the failure of the beam. So further research needs to be done here to see the threshold of energies and how to proceed with the different repairs. But this technique allows us to see which kind of repair, which is the critical crack, which is the critical region, and how to proceed. And this is another example. This is a beam, again with 4 meters. This is half of the beam. So we are taking a picture of 2 meters of the beam. So the reinforcement pattern is different. Again, here we are at this point very early, and we have some small cracks, but there are no energy. There are not a big amount of energy releasing. And here in point B, after the non-linearity, after the crack crosses the horizontal reinforcement, we see how the energy in mode 1 starting to grow. So there are several cracks here releasing energy in mode 1. But after the loading point, there are some others releasing a small amount of energy in mode 2 as well. And here once the beam is completely plastified, we can see how the cracks here, the big cracks, are releasing energy in bending, in mode 1, and there are those cracks are releasing energy in mode 2. So here, the mode 2 is under control, and the key mechanism that is failing is the bending, is the mode 1. That graph is wrong because the circles are the triangles and the triangles are the circles, and we can see how if we look at the black line, everything is roughly linear until this point, and we see how the mode 1 energy released by the beam start to grow until reaching a certain threshold when the beam is starting to behave non-linear. So again, this is something that is giving up some hope, some clues to say that with further research and further applications, we can find some threshold that can give us the state of the structure, measuring this energy release rate with BSE. And that's all. Those are the applications that we are working on now. So we are looking to apply this into more larger structures. So we are trying to find the opportunity. And yeah, as conclusions, so DSE is a non-contact and non-destructive technique that we think that can give us very accurate information about the health of the structure. It's also very cheap, and we can identify the cracks very early, and the energy that the cracks are releasing. And again, with further research, this will be able to identify the region to be repaired and the repair to be done. And yes, the technique is moving forward for more large structures and regions. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for this nice presentation on DIC. We are running a little bit late, but let's take one quick question.
Congratulations, very interesting. Just a simple question. What is the precision that you can get with the IC to measure strength and concrete before marking? Just what is the precision of, if you write the specifications of this technology, you will say the precision is plus, minus, how many, how much?
The precision that we are achieving here is what you can calculate. You are imagining a certain length, so you need to divide this length by the number of pixels that you have in the picture, and there your precision used to be, with this correction, used to be under 0.1 pixel.
Microstreams, how much? Plus, minus. allows 1 microstrength, 2, 10, 20?
Yeah, with microstrengths, yeah, we can be talking about 5, 10 microstrengths. Yeah, but it depends on the case. If you are, because this technique is coming from micromechanical testing, where you are looking at a sample of 2 millimeters, so there you are very, very precise. But as you are getting a larger object, your precision is lower and lower. So that is why you are imagining something of 50 meters, maybe you can achieve 50 microstrengths, roughly. It depends on the size.
Okay, so I suggest that we conclude here. So let's thank our speaker once again.